Hello, Miss Pang here again. Today we'll be learning 1.3 inverse proportion. Check, do you have this 1.3 worksheet with you? If you do not have, please get it from your teacher or you borrow from your friend. Okay, inverse proportion. By the name you know it is different from a direct proportion. And what is an inverse proportion? Let's look at the table. Okay, this table tells us about speed and the time. When the speed go up, you will notice that the time taken is becoming lesser and lesser, which means when the speed go up, you will take shorter and shorter time to reach a certain place. In another word, in terms of mathematics, if you're going to plot this graph, you'll be able to see the graph will be a curve that is going down and down, which is going nearer and nearer to the origin. Okay, then how to differentiate whether a set of data are in inverse proportion? Let's look at x times y. 10 times 12 you get 120, 20 times 6 you get 120, 30 times 4 you get 120, and 40 times 3 120. We call it inverse proportion in this case. So if I'm asking you, what is the equation of the inverse proportion? Are you able to tell me? Yes, it is x times y. xy is equal to k, where k is a constant. And for this, you do not have a second equation. Just remember this one will do. xy equal to k. Let's look at another example of inverse proportion. As the x number go up, the y numbers is going down. And we know that inverse proportion equation is xy equal to k. So we use x times y and try to see whether do we get a constant number for all the data. If all the data given you a constant number, which this is a inverse proportion. Okay, again, if you are going to plot the graph, it will be a curve, a curve that look like C, a bit like C that going down. Okay? Okay, in another word, let's say this is side topic. If you are going to plot the graph against 1 over x, okay, the original graph of inverse proportion is y against x. If you're going to find 1 over x, okay, this is just some interesting fact. If you're going to find 1 over x, if you plot y against 1 over x, you will notice a straight line graph. Okay, it's just side. Don't need to worry whether you understand this one or not. But to remember, for inverse proportion, the curve is always a curve that going down that look like C. And the equation xy is equal to k. Let's move on. Okay, just remember this one. This one is just another side topic. Okay, and the thing to note is 1 over x, not against x, it's against 1 over x. Determine x and y are in inverse proportion or not. So how to determine? Yes, we check whether x times y all will give us the constant value or not. 1 times 12, 2 times 10, 3 times 8, 4 times 6. No, they are not giving us a constant value. So xy in this case is not a constant, so it is not inverse proportion. How about this? Let's look at it, get a rough idea. Yeah, this is a inverse proportion because xy is equal to 100. Question 1. If y is inversely proportional to x, and if y is equal to 5 when x is equal to 2, find an equation connecting x and y. So for inverse proportion, the equation is xy equal to k. Likewise, for direct proportion, we need to solve for k. Substitute the value given, 5 and 2. Okay, then we'll get what is k. K equal to 10. We write the equation again. Xy equal to 10. B. The value of y when x is equal to 8. So we need to substitute the value given, then find the unknown value. C. The value of x when y equal to 10. Again, we substitute the value given and find the unknown. Question 2. Given that y is inversely proportional to x, copy and complete the table below. We need to give all the unknown a name. Then, we know that y is inversely proportional to x, which means xy is equal to k. And the only set of value that we are going to make use of is 2 times 2, which the constant are 4. Then we can continue to find what is a. Okay, just 0.5 times a will be equal to 4. Then you'll be able to solve what's a. Okay, to solve b, like is very similar to solving a. So pause the video now. Then you will check your answer later. Okay, pause now. We will continue. So 3 times b will be equal to 4, which means b is equal to 4 over 3. Okay, this answer. Okay, to look for c. Okay, inverse proportion, you don't have to worry because it's x times y equal to k. So, same thing. Then d is almost the same thing. So you can pause the video, try to look for d on your own, then you continue later. Okay, we continue now. Okay, so d is 1. Question 3. Given that p is inversely proportional to the cube of q, and p is 50 and q is 2, find the relation. Okay, we have learned the word equation, we have learned the word law. Then if the question asks you to find relation, relation is asking you to find the equation as well. So look at this. They say inversely proportional to the cube of q, cube of q. So you need to find q cube. Then relation between p and q. Substitute the value given. 50 and q is equal to 2. But remember the q is in terms of cube. So k is equal to 400, which means p times q cube is equal to 400. A done. Find b. Calculate the value of p when q is equal to 4. So substitute the q as 4 inside the equation. Then you'll be able to solve for p. C. Calculate the value of q when p is equal to 3.2. So substitute the value of p inside the equation. Then you'll be able to solve for q. Then until here, any problem? If it's q cube, you want to solve for q. The reverse of q cube is cube root. Yes, so you cube root this one as well. Then you'll be able to find q is equal to 5. So far so good. Continue. Oh, no more continue. Very good. So we'll stop here for this lesson. And if it's possible, you want to continue to watch the video for worksheet 1.4. If not, you will wait until the lesson, then we'll go through the assignment in class.